opening a McDonald's here in Cameroon, don't you think that it is going to help? It is going to help solve the problem. You are going to help employ some people here in the continent just by opening a McDonald's. That is a point that I want most of our people to know. All right, that is a point. Opening a McDonald's in the continent. So when they tell you, Africa doesn't have electricity, ask yourself, how can I go and give my people electricity? If they tell you Africa doesn't have good roads, how can I go and create something so that my people might have good roads? If they tell you Africa doesn't have good drinking water, how can I go and build maybe how they call it, boreholes to my people so that my people can get access to drinking water? So I think we as a people, that is what we're supposed to be thinking concerning Africa. All right, not us mocking each other, because there are some cases that I've watched some videos where just within us we are mocking each other, telling each other that, you know what, you are this, you are that. Maybe you came from here, the way you talk, your accent, all stuff like that. That is, we should move past that. I think we should move past that. So, like I've always been talking, there is no going to be a respect to us as people of African descent in general if we do not fix the continent, if we do not do something to fix the continent. That is it. That is the point. All right. That is the point. So we as a people, we need to make sure the continent, um, we need to make sure we create things. All right. That's why even Akon said that if you are someone of African descent, I would suggest you to move to Africa. Okay, because we all know what is happening. You can't keep being discriminated and you are just okay with that. You know very well that you are not okay where you are, but moving to the motherland, you don't want to move to your own ancestral home because you have heard that life is not good there, which that is not the case. All right, which that is not the case. So that is the video that I said let me come live today to talk about here. All right, so we should always pay attention to, we should always take advantage and to always look at what the Chinese people are doing now. The mainstream media might say, China is taking over Africa, China is doing this to the African countries. Sometimes I think we should not, talk about issues that relates to diplomatic relations, because I believe each and every country in the world has a diplomatic relations with another countries. Okay, and from what I'm seeing, to just blatantly refuse a country, maybe like China, because firstly we don't have any issues with them. It's not like maybe they took part into colonialism or any issue. They don't have any issue. So that's why I said, in as much as we are fighting to secure our motherland, we are fighting to secure our people, but we are still living in humanity. Okay, that is what most of what needs to understand. We are still living in humanity, that we need each other. Okay, we need each other. So there is typically a lot going on. There is typically a lot going on, and that is what I said. Let me come live today. I'm trying to explain it to you all. So think of yourself. What business can I come and open in Africa? There is no McDonald's in Africa. Can I be the next person to open a McDonald's shop in Africa? That is it. Don't just sit and say, there is no McDonald's in Africa. What is the point of me going to Africa? If the mainstream media tells you there is no roads in Africa, what we should be thinking is, how can I go to the motherland and make my people have good roads? If the mainstream media tells you there is no good drinking water in Africa, the next question you should be asking yourself is, how can I go and provide drinking water for my people in the motherland? That is what we are lacking. That is what we are lacking as a people, and we need to change that. We need to change that. A lot, if you want to just follow the mainstream media, what the mainstream media talks about the continent, all thanks that now there's multiple streaming sites, all right? And we should take example from the Chinese people. Like I've said before, Chinese man comes here, it's not because maybe he doesn't have a good country. Of course, China, we know China is good in terms of infrastructural development, but they still come here, still fight to do their businesses in a place where the world is saying that there is nothing good that comes out of it. But the Chinese people are still there, they are still doing their businesses, and they are still succeeding with their businesses. Now, if I tell you that, as you have seen from the thumbnail, that company, it was a company that I was working there. It's called UFresh. It is a Chinese that owns that company. If I tell you that UFresh is a juice. It's a juice. If I tell you that UFresh is heavily being consumed here in Cameroon, you won't possibly, maybe you will not believe, because the UFresh, that particular UFresh juice, is a unique juice that it is only that company that is producing that juice. All right. And that is the same notion that I want our people to have. Maybe you have a small enterprise that you are doing, maybe in the US, and you realize that no, if I go to the motherland, this thing has never existed before. All right. Because one of my concepts that I believe is that when you solve problems, you are going to be successful. Solve people's problems and you're going to be successful. So if you come and say, all right, now there is this particular product is not in the continent. If I go there and start producing this product, it means you are not only going to help the land of your ancestors, you are going to help people get jobs. You are going to reduce the state of unemployment. Even though I might not say you are the only one that's supposed to do everything, but at least you are going to be trying in your own section. All right, you are going to be trying in your own section. There was a video. Why I'm saying this is because there was a video that I watched that one of our brothers, he heard what the rapper Akon told him to, move to Africa, let the diaspora move to Africa. So he was like saying, well, man, if I go to Africa, what am I going to get there? Is there a good Wi-Fi connection, internet connection? Is there a good? I hope there is a good. There's a lot of things that it just focuses on luxury, focuses on things that doesn't really make sense that much. And of course, there is internet connection. Like, what am I using now to come live? So there's some certain things that I say we should not, if we want to base our mind just on what the media is telling us, we are not going to unite as a people. We are not going to unite as a people. Now, yesterday, I was live yesterday, and one of our brothers said he's trying to open up a grocery store, that he has bought a land in Benin, and he's trying to open up a grocery store. Now, that is the example that I want us to learn. All right, that is the example that I want us to learn. We should not always just say, I'm not going to move there. It maybe when because there is a slur that they used to our people in the diaspora. Like there was a preacher that was preaching. There was a preacher that was preaching. I think it was in Canada. He was preaching on the street, and somebody just walked up to him and say, "Go back to Africa." Now, if they tell them. Matter of fact, even be proud and say, yes, I'm going to move there because that is the land of my ancestors and that is where I come from. Because I've realized that most of the cases that I have seen, I have even watched a video that some of our brothers and sisters say that slavery never happened. That slavery was just something that was just fabricated, that it never happened, that they don't have any connections, they don't have any links to do with Africa, which we all know that is not true. All right. We all know that is not true, and that can never be true. It's not true. So we should learn from the Chinese people. We should learn from the Chinese people. And I talked about what education our kids, our generation, because the kids of every group of people is the future generation. So what we will let our kids to be indoctrinated with, it is what is going to prepare, or it is what is going to be their future. Because there is a saying that kids are the future generation. All right. So now, if we let our kids, like if I ask our people that what history lessons are our kids learning today, they are still telling them that, your ancestors never had civilization. They are still telling them that your ancestors didn't do anything in the world. So just from that small age, they already know that they are losers. Just from the small age, they already know that, you know my ancestors did nothing to help humanity. So what else can I do? And I think that is one of the problem. And we are not doing anything about it. We are only just saying, but we are not doing anything about it. We need to change things, and we need to do it fast for the future. If we have failed in this our present time, but we should not let our children to continue in the same fate. We should not let our children be continuing in the same fate. And the goal for this channel is to provide valuable informations to our people in the diaspora, so that let them know if they want to come to Africa. There will be a time when I am going to be bringing out designs, African design dresses, that you guys need to take it. If you want to sew any design of cloth, you sew it for yourself and you sew it for your children. Sew it for them, give it to them as a gift, and tell them this is who you are. Sew it for them and tell them this is who you are. So those are the projects that I'm going to be doing on this channel. All right. But right now, it will take a little bit of time before I'll finally dive into the project. When it's going to be the right time, I'm going to tell you all when I'm about to do it. So that's just what I said. Let me come to this live, to meet our people, to talk about things. Now, maybe if you are having any questions concerning the motherland, if you're having any questions concerning the motherland, you are free to ask me, because there is also the bad side concerning the motherland. And I tried to talk about it in my last live that I did. I talked about bribery and, corruption, tribalism that is going on in the motherland. So basically, these are some of the things that when you come to the motherland, you are going to face. All right. These are some of the things that when you come to the motherland, you are going to face. But even though those things, like I said, those things should not discourage you. If you are planning to come to the motherland, you should come to the motherland and do your business. Because even the Chinese that you are seeing them here, they have that thing like, yeah, let me see. There are some people, like where I am right now, there are some people who, of course, they do think like that. All right. There are some people who they do think like that, but they have their own challenges that they are facing, like I said. So, but I know one thing, all right? I know one thing for sure. In as much as this channel is growing, there are many other people that are going to join me. All right. There are many other people that are going to join me. That is why I said, let me just take a start first. All right. Let me take the first step, because a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. All right. So let me just take the first step first. And then I know some people that have the same idea, but the situation or the condition that they are, firstly, they have not yet created like a platform for them to come and express themselves, like how I'm trying to do now. And that is something that I need to encourage them. That is something that I need to make them to start building up these platforms, so that they can reach to our people there in the diaspora and let them know, basically what is happening in the motherland. So brother, when we were trying to talk something about the palm that you were trying to talk about yesterday, and I don't know, I said something about the palm produces red oil that is used. Before this, I don't know if you might know this. Yeah, we call it granite oil. Before this oil came into our usage as Africans, we were using, of course, you said you are African already, so you might have a little clue of what I'm about to say. And the palm, I can really recommend you to put more of the palm trees and to do the palm farm business, because it's really going to help. Well, even though I don't really know if the business, how is the business going in Benin, but um I'm saying based on what I am seeing here, the business is very, very profitable, and you can even possibly do export and import. You can export it to other countries. So that is a power of the red oil. That is the power of it. Okay. All right. Canola oil. But is there red oil in the States? Like, does America or Europe knows about the oil that comes out of the palm? Like, maybe if should in case they don't know yet, I think it's really going to be all right. Okay, that is good. You see, so it means that if you start transporting red oil in the US, you are really going to, that is you see, those are the kind of opportunities that our people needs to be taking these opportunities. Those are the opportunities. So it means that if you start that production of red oil, make it known to them, and that is how we also sell our culture out there. All right, that is how we also sell our culture. And one thing that I would also like to say about Africans, about continental Africans, is that when it comes to this marketing strategy, how to market their businesses, they don't, I can say there is a little bit of they are a little bit of poor when it concerns marketing. All right, because there are some certain things that we should be able to let to make the world know that we have this is part of our culture. All right, this is part of our culture, this is what we are doing. So, but when it concerns marketing to some certain extent, most of our African brothers and sisters are weak when it concerns this. So just imagine you start that palm farm now. You are, milling your oil, doing you are going to not only sell our culture, but to also make the continent proud. Yes, that's true. That's true. I knew that from that Ufresh company that I was working with. That Ufresh company, they are doing a lot of marketing. They are doing a lot of marketing, and they are not only producing that Ufresh juice just only in Cameroon. they are exporting it to Gabon, they are exporting it to Equatorial Guinea, and then they are exporting it to Chad. Mostly the countries that shares boundary with Cameroon. And I don't really know if they're also exporting it to Nigeria. But these countries that they are the countries that they are exporting it to. So marketing plays a very vital role when it concerns, business, and to also sell your culture out there. And that is what most of our brothers and sisters here in the continent are lacking in that structure. You will see a brother will have a very good business that he or she has the idea of the business, but lack of finance and good marketing strategy is going to terminate the business. Is not the And then secondly, let me not forget this issue about bribery and stuff like that is also one of the reason. Is also one of the reason. And when it concerns, there are some taxes here in the motherland that also hinder some businesses, the growth of some businesses. There are also some taxes here that also hinder some growth of some businesses. So you see, those are just some of the challenges, but the challenges are ones that can be bypassed. Like I said, if the Chinese are doing well for themselves, then in any other person, especially if somebody that is of our lineage, of our the same descendants, you also can prosper. You also can succeed in the business wise. You also can succeed. So I left that company because the payment rate was very, very low. The payment rate was very, very low in that company. Like I said, they were just paying $5, 2,500 francs CFA from morning till evening. $5. What can $5 do to you? I mean, the money is not even enough to even feed a day. So that's the reason why I said, you know what, I'm just going to leave this place because that would be a total waste of my time. And when we try to speak against, go and meet the manager, as I try to explain from a live stream, the manager told us that it is not our fault, all right? We were willing to pay you guys a good sum of money, but it is your brother. Go and meet your brothers that are the supervisors. They are the ones hindering you all. So do not come to us. We were willing to pay you. And they are making a lot of money. They're making a lot of money. So I just say, let me just leave this place and look for something else. And yeah, I said, let me just leave and look for something else. And I've also been looking for a means to, have a platform like this that I can reach to our people and, have a conversation with them and tell them what is happening, create that bridge for them concerning them the motherland. And I think that is the best decision that I have done because I've always tried. I was having a Facebook page. I was having a Facebook page that I built, but sadly I had to lose the page to hackers. The page was hacked. So luckily I started this channel the same time with the page. So this is why I said, you know what, I'm going to be telling my people and providing useful and valuable information to my people to help them as much as I can, as much as I can in my own way. So now, but do you think the American people will like um the 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 red oil? Like, do you really think they would like to use it? Because there are some particular dishes and particularly African dishes. It is best to use to prepare African dishes. Now, I don't really know the type of dishes that is in America, but one thing I know is America is a place of many cultures. That is one thing I know. Though I've never been there, but just from what we are seeing, we know America is a place of many cultures. That so many people come there, bring their different type of cultures. So I don't know if they might be, they can vibe to it when they see it, but it is something that I want you, as you have the mind to start doing that, then you should do it. You should do it. You should do it. So those are some of the things that we should be learning. The Chinese now are coming here, getting married. They are getting married to our sisters here because they know when they get married to our sisters, they are going to have privileges to own properties. All right. Meanwhile, some of our brothers in the diaspora are just complaining that, why are Africa giving lands to the Chinese? But I think that is a wrong question. I think that is a wrong question. That is not the question that our people are supposed to be asking, because they have the opportunity. They should take the opportunity to come secure for themselves. And tell you what, like, let me just take the Mr. Beast as an example that happened. There is not big market for African restaurants in the US. I tried to convince my mom to start a restaurant and she told me to start it. Okay, that is great. Okay, okay. Yeah, that's great. That's great. And I think, but what, like, I one thing is for sure that I know is that the Africans that are going there, I think they should have taken some of the opportunities to create market to sell their African stuff to America. Because when I believe there is a places in America called Chinatowns. I believe there are Chinatowns in America that it is mostly Chinese, the Chinese people that are there, that they have created something for themselves. They have created a market. And when you could even hear in Cameroon, there is a place called Douche. That place, when you go there, you are only going to find Chinese people there, and you are only mostly going to see, okay, you see in every city and town. So why can't our people also create stuff like that? Why can't our people also create stuff like that? Like, in my recently uploaded video, I saw a comment where somebody commented that most of our people in America, when when they have the money, or when they are successful, they don't open businesses in the black communities. They move to predominantly white neighborhood and open up businesses there. And the person even said in the comments that majority of the businesses that are found in the black community, then there in the US, are not owned by blacks. That is what I read from that comment. That is what I read from that comment. But like I said, our people need to start doing things. Our people need to start doing things. Just even if there is no way there in the US, because I know there is discrimination there in the US, there is more than enough space here in Africa. There is more than enough space here in Africa. They should come to Africa, learn the African culture, and sell it back to America, sell it back to Europe, sell it back to that. That is what I think we need to start doing. That is what I think we need to start doing as a people. Because here in Africa, especially in Cameroon, where I am right now, we import everything. That is one of our biggest problems. Do you know? I'm not sure if I'm sure you can't know. There is a place called Bamenda here in Cameroon. That place is one of the cities here in Cameroon. Bamenda produces rice. Okay, Bamenda produces rice, in which we do not need rice from China. We do not need to import rice from China. But you used to know 80% of the rice we eat here in Cameroon is being imported from China. 80% of the rice we eat here in Cameroon is being imported from China. Now, you might ask the question, but why? Bamenda produces rice, good rice. Matter of fact, if I think they could have even been exporting the rice that Bamenda produces and sell it to other nations so that let other nations also taste a bit of our culture. And the rice, if you taste the Bamenda rice, you're going to realize that it has 10 times more better taste than the rice imported from China. So that is some of the problems we are facing. That is some of the problems we are facing. And I think we should start doing something about it. We should start doing something about it. So that is what I said. Let me share in the live today. That's what I said. Let me share in the live. I thank you for participating in the live. You have always been there to support. I really thank you. And like I said, I'm going to be doing more of videos like this and more stuff like this. So one thing that I just want you all to, I want you to know is that you should keep on. All right, you should keep on as you want to turn up what you said you want to do. You should do it. Let nothing hold you back. Just that right now the time is around 3:50, 10 minutes to 4 o'clock. I don't know if we can do a call. I don't know what time is it right now in is it Texas? Tell me until 9 p.m. Okay, maybe I don't know, depending on I don't know, maybe we can do a call maybe when you are done from work. I don't know when you are going to be done from work. I don't really know when. We can do a WhatsApp call or a video call so that yes, it is 9 minutes to 4 a.m. Breaking morning now. Just 9 minutes to 4 a.m. I'm in the room. Though I'm doing live like this, they never. Yes, that is. I had to. This I've just said. Let me take this time. And one thing I think now is the best time to do live, because during the day there will be there will be so much noise. Kids playing around and stuff like that. And this is particularly the time that I often upload my videos on YouTube, because the internet bundle that I am using, I'm going to activate 200 francs CFA. 200 francs CFA. I don't know how much it can be converted into dollars. Maybe it should be around, because Okay, okay, okay. Yes, yes. That's good. That's good. And waking up early is very, very good. It's very, very important because not that you always get the fresh start. Okay, 50 cents. Yes, 50 cent. So I activate 50 cent of data, of credit to data, and I get 2 gigabyte. I get 2 gigabyte of data. Now, is that data that, and then you can only activate that from 12 a.m. 12 a.m. So you are going to activate that from 12 a.m. Then you now use it from 12 a.m. right up to 6 a.m., 6 o'clock, breaking morning, as it's about to go to 6 o'clock now. It's going to expire. So that is the most cheap data here because I am using a network called MTN. The cheapest network here in Cameroon is Camtel, but I've not yet gotten that Camtel SIM card. So right now I'm just using but MTN, which MTN is a little bit expensive when it comes to data issues here. So I'm using but the midnight. It's called the midnight bundle. So you activate the 50 cent, and then they will give you 2 gigabyte of data, and that is what I'm even using presently right now to be live. Okay, the same network, the MTN network, right? Because I'm sure MTN. Okay, yes. Because I know at least MTN is everywhere. Everywhere you go, you find MTN. So I don't know if the data bundles there in Benin is a little bit different from us here, or I don't know if it's technically the same. Well, it's going to depend on. I know maybe I know maybe each and every country is a little bit different from each country. So that is what I am using presently to be live. That's what I'm using presently to be live, and that is also what I'm using to upload my videos here on YouTube. That's what I'm using. So I don't know, when are you going to close? Are you still at work? Ah, okay, okay, all right. That's it's okay. All right. So can we, when it will be 7 o'clock here, when it will be 7 o'clock here in the motherland, maybe it will, I don't know what time it's going to be there. So maybe we can do a call. We can do a call. So that is it. That's it. Oh, midnight, midnight. That means there is a huge time difference. There is a huge time difference. 12 a.m. Damn. That means there is a huge time difference. I don't know how we are going to do it now. 1 p.m. That is during the, yes, maybe we can talk at 1 p.m. in the afternoon here in the morning, because that I'm sure that will be in the afternoon here. Okay, okay, then we have, okay, then we are going to do it at that time. 1 p.m. We are going to do it. So that is what I said. Let me come on live to talk about it. Our people really need to wake up. Our people really need to wake up. There's a lot of things that we need to fix as a people. Yes, there is a lot of things we need to fix as a people. So, how I wish so many people join this stream. Yes, I strongly believe that Africa is going to be great. Africa is going to be great. And there is already a wind of change that is blowing. There is already a wind of change that is blowing in the continent. Now, if you take a look at Niger right now, is it Niger or is Burkina Faso? Burkina Faso, that the coup happened. Okay, brother, I'm exactly as you are saying. That is what I'll keep doing. I'll keep doing. I'll keep doing. For the sake of my people, I'll continue doing what I'm doing. So when you look at Burkina Faso right now, since from the day that coup happened, if you look at Burkina Faso now, Ibrahim Traore, the country is taking a drastic turnover. Burkina Faso is taking a drastic turnover, being from a country that has um, resources to produce electricity. Do you know that Niger was supplying electricity to Nigeria, but they themselves, the country itself, did not have enough electricity. But they had the material that was producing the electricity. So, and many other things. Even when you take a look at Gabon, Gabon has a population of just about maybe 2 million to 3 million people, I guess. And the country economy, yes, of course, they have no choice because ECOWAS, which the head is Nigeria, ECOWAS was trying to stop what Niger did, Niger and Burkina Faso, and said, what they did was wrong. Even though we all know that coup is not good, but when the coup happens for the benefit of the people, then there is no problem with that because the people themselves were in support of the coup. So if the coup happens for the benefit, now when they talk about democracy, democracy is what the people want. I believe that is what democracy is all about. So a country cannot be talking about democracy, but the citizens are suffering. That is not democracy. That's not democracy. So what Niger did, that is why everybody supported Niger. Everybody supported Burkina Faso because they were doing it for the benefit of the people. How can a country have every resources to make it great more than even the France itself, but the country is still suffering? That is not normal. And the leaders, okay, now let me say something. The leaders that the coup happened to them, that they were being removed out of power, for how many years, for how long the people have been saying that we need good leadership. Just give us good leadership. That is all we need. All right? Just give us good leadership. We don't care how many years you might want to stay on how many years you might want to stay in power, but all we just want is good leadership. Give us good leadership, make our economy great, and we are okay with you. If you take in those days, even from the Bible, kings were ruling years upon years, but in as much as they were giving to the people what they want, they were providing to the people. They were doing things for the interest of the people. Everybody was okay with it. So it doesn't really matter how long you stay on seat or in power. Just give us good leadership. But they refused. Everybody was just doing what it pleases him. Everybody was just doing what it pleases him. And now the people have said enough is enough. We cannot continue like this. For how long Africa will have everything it needs, but is still suffering. For how long? And that is some of the problem we are having. Bad leadership. We are having bad leadership. So that is a problem. The people cannot continue like that. They say no condition sits permanent. There will be a time, even if you are belittling somebody, you are making the person look stupid. There will be a time where that person will say, "No, I cannot take it anymore. Enough is enough." And look at Burkina Faso. The economy is changing drastically. They have always had good construction of roads because of what they had. A resources called, I think is how they calling that thing that they had again. If I can remember the name, France was buying. The price tag of that raw material at the world market was around 200 euros per gallon. 200 euros per gallon. But France was buying it from Niger for less than a dollar. I think they were buying it for, I think it's 0.80 cents per gallon. So they will buy it 0.80 cents per gallon, then they will go now to the world market and sell it 200 euros. So you can just imagine the people that will go and be mining the resources, they will be left with little or nothing. So they will say no, enough is enough. The president that, because I'm sure coups have happened in Burkina Faso. This is the second coup that has happened in Burkina Faso. I don't know if you all must have heard of some of Burkina Faso leader called Thomas Sankara, one of the greatest leaders in Burkina Faso, I might add, because he left a good legacy behind. Yes, Thomas Sankara. So when Thomas Sankara took over power, he took over power through coup, the same as this the new coup leader president Ibrahim Traore. Thomas Sankara took over power through coup, but he wanted to transform Burkina Faso. He stood like the same way as Muammar Gaddafi stood and said, "No, Burkina Faso first, my people first, before any other person." Yes, of course, Muammar Gaddafi. And it is now that we Africans are starting to regret, because back then they would tell us, Muammar Gaddafi is destroying Libyans themselves. They are regretting right now, because to some points the Libyans were brainwashed into believing that Muammar Gaddafi was leading them into a pit, in which at that moment Muammar Gaddafi had the best economy, one of the fastest growing economy in Africa. He wanted to launch satellites. That is the He wanted to make Africans. He was up for Pan Africanism. Let every African government fall under one, using one currency, and let there be a flow of power. That is what Muammar wanted. And so he was opposing anything that would contradict the spirit of Pan Africanism. He was opposing it. And they say, okay, since as maybe you want to oppose us, we are going to make your own people turn against you. We are going to inflict your people, we are going to indoctrinate them, what they did. So that was how they were. I think there was a little crisis there in Libya, that some people stood up and say, no, Muammar Gaddafi must go. Muammar Gaddafi must go. Until when he left, the economy crumbled, and the dreams of many Africans crumbled because of Muammar Gaddafi. It is now that most of us Africans have really realized what Muammar Gaddafi wanted to do in Africa. Even though it is not too late, but it is now that we're realizing. So this is the same thing that the president of the great president of Burkina Faso, Thomas Sankara, wanted to do. He took power by force through coup, and say, you know what, Burkina base first before any person. What happened? They indoctrinated some group of people. They indoctrinated them to stand against Thomas Sankara, because Thomas Sankara was not abiding to not be extracted. We will use our resources to feed our economy, to feed our people. So they find that no, we cannot let this happen. So they indoctrinated some of the Burkinabes to stand against Thomas Sankara. And when he was finally killed, the economy went down, went really down, right up to this president that was just removed right now. So you see, these are some of the things that cause most of us to leave the continent. Bad leadership, and this thing need to stop. These things need to stop. That is just it. All right. Maybe the world might be saying, but you Africans, you are having too much coup. You are having too much coup. You are having too much coup. There are coups in Africa because there is instability when it comes to governance. There is we are having a lot of issues concerning leadership. We are having a lot of issues, and we know where the source is coming from. We know where the source of the problem is coming from. It's not even, because most of the case they will tell you, oh, you Africans are the problem. You have the natural resources, but you are still poor. You are the problem. Which that is not the case. They are just trying to make us to believe that we are the problem, but which we are not the problem. And that is the reason why you see these coups that just happened was happening. That is why you see these coups that was happening. So that's it. That's it. So that's why I said now is the time for youth, African youth, to keep spreading out the message so that there should be a change. The African youth, anybody of African descent, the African diaspora, we should keep fighting. All right. They say freedom doesn't come easy. We should always keep fighting for what we know is going to be the benefit is going to benefit us. So that is it. So that is what I said. Let me come to live today to discuss with you all. So please, if you're an African descendant, you really need to come to Africa and open up a business. The Chinese are doing extremely well for themselves. They are marrying our sisters here in the continent and possesses lands. These lands are, if you even watch some of my videos, I did some of my videos where I was showing you all a newly area that we're still developing, that lands are being given for cheap rates. These are the places that Chinese people will easily come. If they discover that this place is still growing up, they will easily come. They come and buy lands from there and start building. Maybe if you want to open up a factory, they want to do whatever they want to do, they will do it. So that is it. That is it. Wow, that means there is a huge time difference, a very huge time difference with the US. There was a huge time difference. Wow, it's not. Wow, that is huge. 7 hours time difference. Yes, I believe we can. I believe we can. So do you also have any person that is also maybe planning to come to the continent to also do a business? Like maybe they might tell you, okay, we also have plans to come to the continent, but we are waiting on you. We want to see, maybe we want to see you make it. Then when we see that it has worked for you, then before we will come. So do you have any person that is also maybe have the thought to come to the continent, but the person is maybe the person has not yet had a clue. So Okay. All right. No problem. No problem. Yes, of course they will. They will. You know, at times, some people might want to do something, but they are a little bit afraid. But when they see somebody that is successful from that, they will have the courage now to proceed. I understand. I understand that. All right. I want to thank you all that participated. I want to thank you, bro, for always participating. It really, really means a lot to me. It really, really means a lot. At times when I was streaming at times because I started streaming. Yes, that's it. It's just to have the spirit and that believing that it is going to work. Yeah, and we are going to see to that. We are going to see to that. Those things there are also things that if I start having you a means to also because I'm also very interested in this business that concerns land stuff like that. That is I'm sure that is the business also that I am going to invest in. Invest in. There are so many lands here that people wants to sell, but you know, it's, it's money for you to buy and start doing things. So, um, okay, bro, thank you very much for participating. As you said, as we have agreed, 1 p.m. Cameroon time, 6 a.m. Yes, that's true. That's true. But let me ask something. As you have lived in the States, you have been there all most of 90% or 95% of your life you have lived in the States. Yeah, of course, land is very, very important. And some of our people were saying that they don't have access to get land. So I don't know if it's that it is easier to get land in America. I don't know. Is it hard to get land in America? Or because me, I feel like because I heard it for some people, they were like, it is difficult to buy lands here to do things. So I don't know if that's a case, if that is a case, because I said to myself, but why will you all be contemplating or be worried about getting land in the US? Meanwhile, there is a lot of lands here for you guys. Okay, okay, all right. And you can get the lands cheap as compared to the ones in the motherland. Okay, okay, yeah. I know that. I know that. I understand. Now, I wanted to ask a question. Like I was saying, if as you have been in the US, do you are you seeing like yeah, that's true. That's true. For that, I know to get money in the US, there is a lot of ways you can raise money. That is why some of our brothers and sisters are trying to move there. That's true. So now, do you like see do you the way that you are seeing our people there in the US? Do you like see they have that urge to come to the motherland, like to come and invest? I'm talking about the African diaspora. Do you really feel like they have, that mindset to, like, maybe I want to save money, even though for some videos I've been seeing some comments of them saying that they are not yet in the continent because they are not yet financially stable. So they'll want to be financially stable first before they'll come. So now I don't know if, looking at how they are there in the US, do you see like they want to come to the continent, or they have that urge to come to the continent? Okay. Yeah, that's true. As you have said that, I've just remembered one comment that I had from one of my videos where it was an old lady. She was telling me that you know it has almost been so many years since we left the continent, since our ancestors was taken from the continent. And that's why, I to some extent I understand this. All right, I understand that, of course, they have lost they lost connection to the motherland, and it has been more than 400 years. I understand that. And that is why you see, to some extent, I would say, if like they feel like they have lost the connection, then we should start preparing our children to reconnect it back from our children. All right. That is what I am suggesting that we do. So if we feel like maybe we have lost connection, then we should start training our kids to let them know and let them believe that this is where you come from. Matter of fact, that is what I am going to be doing. That is my goal for this channel. Any of our family that subscribe to this channel, that is my goal. I will do everything possible to make sure that we are proud of being African, we are proud of our motherland, and we are proud of who we are. That is good. That is my goal on this channel. So that's why I'm trying everything. I'm trying hard for more families to join the channel, so that we can work things out for ourselves, because there is a lot of work to do. There is a lot of work to do. There's a lot of work to do. So I think it's already 20 minutes past. Okay, brother. Okay. We'll see at that time. Have a nice day. Because the time is already 20 minutes past two. Past four, I mean. Very soon it will be five, six, seven, and up to one. So have a nice day. Okay. Thank you very much, bro. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. I'll be going out today to do some content. There was a content that I was supposed to have done it. I was supposed to create that content today, yesterday, sorry. But today I'm going to be going somewhere to create that content. So, bro, I'm going to see you, as we said, 1 p.m. Cameroon time, 6 a.m. Have a nice day.